Good morning, sweet ladies. Thank you for joining us in Far Above Rubies today. I'm so very glad that each of you are here. Today we are focused on Proverbs chapter 9, and if you haven't noticed, the theme of Proverbs is wisdom. It's talking about wisdom. This is basically a multi-part lesson from the wisest man who ever lived on how to gain wisdom, how to wrap wisdom around your life, how to bind it to your heart, and how to have a successful life because of it. The wisdom that he imparts to us in these multi-part lessons is not only good for a good Christian life. They're not only good lessons so that we may draw closer to God, which they are, but they are also simply good for having a successful, healthy, long life. This passage tells us that if we have wisdom, we will add years to our life, okay? But we're going to focus on verses 8 and 9 here for just a moment, and it says this. Solomon says, "If you correct the wise, they will love you. If you instruct the wise, they will get even wiser." You want to know if you have wisdom? This is like a barometer. This passage here is a test. It's the measure by which you can check on yourself and say, do I possess wisdom? He says, if you correct a wise person, they're going to love you. Just previous to this verse, he said, if you correct a mocker or a foolish person, they're going to hate you and they will mock you and scorn you for their correction. Okay? But he says to correct a wise person will result in them loving you. How are you taking correction lately? I'm just going to let that sink in for a moment. How are you taking correction lately? Correction from your husband? Don't get your knickers in a twist. Our husbands need to correct us. They need to do it with the love and the wisdom of Jesus, but they need at times to correct us. How are you taking correction from your pastor's wife, from your pastor? How are you taking correction from that man and woman of God that the Lord has set over you? Are you becoming wiser by their instruction? Are you loving them because they have corrected you? Are you receiving that correction and instruction with a right spirit? That is the measure of wisdom. That is how you can look at your life and say, do I yet possess wisdom? Am I a wise person? Am I showing the fruit of being wise? Or am I a mocker? Am I a fool? Am I a person that whenever I'm corrected says, excuse me, I don't need your help? Am I a person that says, whoa, my business, my life, back off? Or are you a person that says, you know what, that's tough to hear, but I'm going to go pray about it, and I appreciate you caring enough to say it? Okay? You see those two differences? One says, I'll take care of myself. One becomes defensive. One says, oh yeah, you got something to say to me? Well, let me say something to you back. Look at your life, okay? That is a person that doesn't have wisdom. When instead a person might say, you know, I'm not sure you're right, but maybe you are. Let me pray about it. Let me go and pray about it. Let me seek some counsel on that. And I love you for caring enough to say it. Not every single person who walks into your life needs to bring correction to your life. Not every single person that claims to be a friend needs to be correcting you on a regular basis, okay? But we have to have our spiritual fingers in the air and test the spirit. Test the spirit of correction that's coming towards us and say, do they have a right heart and a right spirit in bringing that correction? And if they do, then that means that we need to check ourselves and we need to receive that correction. We need to receive that wisdom from them. Correct the wise and they will love you. Correct the wise and they will love you. Instruct the wise and they will become even wiser. There's opportunity when correction and instruction come. When you hear your pastor's message on a Sunday, when your pastor's wife says, you know, I've been praying for you and I really feel like maybe you could work on X, Y, Z and this would help you in your walk with the Lord. When your husband says, hun, I love you, but your attitude needs some work lately. Hun, I love you, but your words have not been being filtered lately. We need to say, okay, am I loving them for this correction or am I mocking them? Am I taking the opportunity that's being presented here to me to become wiser? It's the mark of wisdom, ladies. It's the mark of wisdom. Do you love those who have right and place to speak into your life and they do it? Do you love those who are giving you instruction in wisdom? Are you taking the opportunity to become wiser? Or are you becoming defensive? Are you mocking? Are you saying, look at your life, you don't have your life together? Oh, husband, you might be talking about my attitude, but have you checked your attitude lately? Okay, that's not wisdom. That's not wisdom. I'm just going to put this out there for free. You have a problem with your husband? Take it to the Lord. A very, very wise pastor's wife shared that in a very small group setting with other pastors' wives. She said, if I've got a problem with my husband, I don't take it to my husband. Now, it's okay in a calm, cool, collected manner to share when you have an issue in your marriage, okay? It's not that we shouldn't talk about things. But instead of nagging your husband, she said, I take it to the Lord. I take my husband and I say, God, he's your kid. You deal with him. This is what I'm struggling with, Lord. Speak to my husband. And she said in her own experience, and I can tell you from my own experience, that it works, okay? Take your husband to the Lord if you have a problem with him, all right? God's a good father. He knows how to deal with things. Are you loving those who correct? Are you accepting the wisdom and instruction of those who instruct in your life? Okay, that's the measure, that's the guidepost, that's the barometer by which we can tell if we have wisdom in our lives. If you don't, if you're not responding correctly, get on your knees, get time with Jesus, get in the Word, get into this book of Proverbs and learn how to get wisdom. Okay, learn how to grab hold of it and put it down deep in your heart. All right, go and read Proverbs chapter 9, and if no one's told you lately, you are loved and you are cherished and you are valuable. You have beautiful, tremendous worth, my sweet friend. And that worth is far above rubies. Thank you for being here today, and I will see you all again tomorrow. God bless you.